Congratulations on reaching yet another final. How is it out there for you today with so much going on?
Yeah, thank you. Of course, everything's a bit different for me, so preparing for this match today was a bit stressful, but I'm really glad I was able to close it out.
Yeah, as I mentioned, 18 break points saved. That's a tricky way to go through a match.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that high of a number, but definitely my service games I felt were tougher than normal. So, I'm glad I was able to save 18 of them.
Yeah, very well done. You mentioned things are different for you now. And I'd like to talk about the past 48 hours, if we could back up to your quarterfinal match. And while you were on court, things were brewing off court with many of the other professional American teams. And when you came off the court and you heard what the NBA was doing, led by the Milwaukee Bucks, this is all in response to Jacob Blake, the 29-year-old father of three, who was shot in the back. As you said, too many hashtags and too many names following George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, so many others. What were you thinking when you left the court?
So for me, during the entire quarantine, I was seeing a lot of things happening. And I always thought in my mind it would be nice if someone started something in tennis. And honestly, I'm more of a follower than a leader. And I like to follow things. So I was just waiting and waiting, but then I just realized that maybe I would have to be the one to take the first step. And that's kind of what happened.
So you led from the heart.
I guess so.
Were you expecting the tour, both the WTA and the ATP, as well as the tournament, to say, we'll follow you and we'll stop play?
Honestly, I didn't. I thought that, I honestly didn't even think it would be that big of a deal. I thought I would just withdraw and, make a statement or whatever. But then I got a call from Steve Simon, and he said that he was fully supporting, so I'm really grateful for that. And yeah.
You said you wanted to start a conversation and bring this conversation of injustice to a predominantly white tennis world. It's only been a day and a half, but what have some of the talks been in the bubble?
Actually, for me, I haven't really talked to any of the other players that much because we're kind of in our own bubbles, but I heard that everyone was really supportive, and for me, my biggest fear was I don't want them to blame me for the one-day break just in case anyone's schedule got messed up or anything like that. So I was really scared. But everyone that I talked to was really nice and supportive.
During COVID-19, you said you worked on yourself and you wanted to improve different aspects and not just your tennis game. What else did you work on?
For me, I would say just self-confidence and being more aware of the impact that my voice can have. And I feel like this is a really big example, but and it happened really early on, but yeah.
You also wanted to learn and explore and follow your emotions. And with that, it took you to Minneapolis. Can you tell me about your trip there that you took with your boyfriend?
So for me, being a professional tennis player, we travel a lot, and I always see the protests on news and things like that, but I can never physically be there. So the quarantine was a curse and a blessing at the same time because it gave me the opportunity to travel and process things with my own eyes.
What did you feel when you were there?
For me, I felt the energy of the city, and it was a bit surreal seeing things happen in real time and then going back to the hotel and turning on the news and knowing that you were just there at that location.
What was your parents' reaction? Your father is black, he's from Haiti, and your mother is Asian, from Japan.
Yeah, my parents are really proud of me, and I feel, for me, family is super important, so everyone in the world could be against me, but as long as my parents are with me and my sister, I feel very loved. And my dad's Haitian. We do this, so yeah, it's in my blood.
What do you mean we do this?
The history of Haiti.
You speak out, you protest. You'd be heard. What changes do you want to come from this? We've talked about tennis does a lot of the talk. Now it's time to walk. What do you want to see?
For me, I just wanted to create awareness. I felt like the NBA, it's been talked about. Everyone wore shirts. So I just wanted to create awareness in the tennis bubble, and I think I did my job, I guess.
I would say so. One final question for you. A year ago at this tournament, you were playing a match and over in your box set Colin Kaepernick alongside your boyfriend as well as Kobe Bryant. And his birthday was this week. I remember looking at that box and thinking there's a lot of energy and a lot of thought and just importance sitting there watching you. What are your thoughts on this week and as we celebrate a birthday of his?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just always wish that I would do something that he's proud of. And I felt incredibly lucky to have known Kobe and to speak to him on a personal level. So hopefully whatever I do, he won't be mad about and he'd be proud.
I think he'd be thrilled for you today.
Thank you.
Naomi Osaka, thank you so much for the past 48 hours, for being a leader and finding your voice.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.